We are now joined by Dr. Smayda, and we're talking about cold-pressed seeds.
Well, over the years, we've had many nutraceuticals, and some good, some bad, and some kind of in between. And what we've learned over time is that the best substances come out of cold-pressed, like the virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is cold-pressed. It's not damaged by heat or chemicals, and it's not oxidized. And we know that heat can cause trans fatty acids and substances to be created at high temperature. And so when we're thinking about how to heal the body, even when they process garlic, if it's not processed right, that odor you smell from garlic is gone into the air, and that sulfur molecule is actually protective of the body. So when we think about seeds, we're thinking about a concentration of those seed extracts. And so we now have sources of getting those substances from black cumin seed, and there's a lot of press about black cumin seed oil, and the oil is an extract of those seeds. But how do we get excellent nutrition? Well, normally you want the whole plant. You want the whole broccoli. You don't want just the fiber from it. You don't want just the chlorophyll from it. You want all that whole food. And so the society, even in the world, is screaming for whole foods, whole nutraceuticals. So the best substances that we've talked about with patients for many years is how do we get it in our diet? And we know that the soils are not as burgeoning with the nutrients we need, and sometimes there's over farming and they have to rotate the crops, and we know that we don't always get the right nutrition because you missed a meal, you grabbed something quickly, and you had responsibilities like family that become more important at times. So we're teaching people how to get those things easily. There are some nutraceuticals that are available that they can get a salad in that morning without standing in front of a blender.
So when you say nutraceuticals, what does that mean?
Well, nutraceuticals are basically food stuffs, okay? And so you can get broccoli extract and the whole broccoli powder. You can get the whole wheatgrass powder and aloe and black cumin seed. And so taking these substances and getting the oils out of them and the fiber and the vitamins.
Very valuable.
So you get all of those substances out of the plants if you're putting the whole plant into your body.
Is this all about the immune system?
Well, essentially, if you have the right nutrients, okay, and the essential fatty acids, just the fatty acids are inflammatory or anti-inflammatory, so that you have 3 inflammatory pathways. And we know, and people come in and they're asking about omega-3s or 6s or 9s. We know that 6s and 9s are pro-inflammation. And
they're pro-inflammation.
Pro-inflammation. And we need a balance of 3s and 6s and focus on getting those into the body. But the average diets have a lot of omega-9s, so we have to focus on 3s and 6s. Well, now I'll give you some comedy relief. Fish don't make omega-3s, okay? The plants in the oceans make omega-3s. Those oceans don't smell fishy. They smell like plants. The fish smell like the plants. And so, I had some wheatgrass at one point. I said, wow, this smells fishy. And, if you really think about it, those omega oils can be obtained from plants also.
Interesting. Now, when someone's thinking about the cold-pressed seeds, I mean, obviously there's products on the market today that allow you to ingest that.
Well, essentially, the products that we use, okay, are not substances in plastic bottles that have been exposed to oxidative stress, that have been heated, that have been chemically derived.
Same thing as olive oil, right?
Exactly.
You don't want, it ruins the whole thing.
Exactly. And, even if you look at olive oil, you say, which one's the best? It's the cloudy one. It's the one, it's not the bright, clear one that's been chemically processed. And, the molasses is dark. It's when you start seeing colors in these things, even the black cumin seed, it's a rainbow. That's one of the most powerful seeds that's available on the earth today. Even the Egyptians had black cumin seed in their tombs. So we have black cumin seed. Now we have Chardonnay seed. We have black raspberry seed. We have some of the most potent substances. If you go online and look at the Oregon berry growers, you would not believe the research that's available talking about anti-cancer, anti-inflammation. It's right there on the internet, and it's so exciting that we can put these substances into our body and prevent oxidative stress, help the heart, help the immune system, and so it's very, very exciting.
Well, I mean, does it come down to simplicity too? I mean, I know there's some products like Sol out there that people can take, or whatever that would be, that they can just carry this around and use it, right?
Well, very, very exciting because I haven't had the opportunity to take some Sol, and I've had an incredible response in inflammation, and so I don't have any rheumatologic problems or pain issues, but I noticed that by the third day after working out, I'm not sore anymore, and I've seen a lot of responses in people taking it, and I've noticed that there's decreased inflammation. Some of the people have talked about migraines being improved.
And so what's in something like this?
And so basically, what we're looking at is there are many, many products that are in gelatin capsules in a plastic bottle that have been oxidized by heat and light. Okay, this is basically a no-nonsense product. It's ground seeds put into a container, the oxygen taken out because we don't want it to be oxidized, and it hasn't been processed. There are no preservatives, and basically the three seeds of black cumin seed and black raspberry and the Chardonnay seed are antioxidant substances, so they don't need a preservative, and basically they are preservatives and nutraceutical substances that actually protect our bodies. So essentially our body is always processing cells. We make cancer cells in our body. Sometimes they grow, sometimes they don't. And in a body that's always processing, our T cells and our immune mechanism is seeing cancer cells all the time. And
it has to do something with them.
And it's processing them. So, we even know with some of these substances, which is very exciting to me, is that these substances are even in the study showing to induce apoptosis. Apoptosis is cell death. Well, you don't want immortal cells in the body. They're called cancers. They just keep growing and they disregard the body's immune system. So we know, even if you look up on the internet, there are some studies talking about inducing apoptosis of prostate cancer cells. And there's a myriad of studies that are available, and it's mind-boggling. We know that they can hit tumor necrosis alpha, interleukins, they can affect the SIRT protein, and even the
how often does someone take something like this?
Well, it really depends, and it's not something that's prescribed. It's would you prescribe broccoli? No. People will eat these substances because they're healthy and they study the vitamins and the minerals and amino acids. And so this is a product where people can obtain it over the counter. It's a nutrient. It's all natural. There are no drugs, chemicals, or preservatives in it. And basically they can heal their bodies with something that's available, that the literature is just common sense. It's just no nonsense. And it's a way for them to find healing and maybe even benefit some of the disorders they're suffering from, because these are nutrients that can work synergistically with their medicines.
Well, thank you so much for all this information. More than we need, probably, because we don't understand it all, but thank God for people like you that do understand it. For more information, go to the website, make a phone call, get involved.